This is a $4 billion makeover to one of the busiest airports in Europe, which is situated in Germany. A significant expansion is now underway at the Frankfurt International Airport to handle the growing volume of travelers. It's one of the biggest construction projects on the continent, involving over 800 companies in the development of a brand new terminal. Of course, a project this large comes with many difficult problems. Why, for instance, did they require skilled industrial divers to construct an airport? We'll learn about their precise blueprints, the status of the work, and the anticipated opening date of the new terminal today. Frankfurt is a contemporary metropolis well known for being Germany's financial hub. The city also functions as a significant international center because it is home to the biggest airport in the whole nation. With flights to 330 locations, it is not only the busiest but also the most connected airport in the world, situated southwest of the city center. It takes up an area about half the size of Manhattan, with 4 runways and 2 main passenger terminals. Why is it being built? We would like to discuss why it is being constructed. This $4 billion makeover has roots dating back to the previous century. The airport needed to be expanded repeatedly in order to attain the necessary capacity as its popularity grew. Back then, up to 54 million passengers could pass through the 2 terminals annually. However, it was already apparent in the 1990s that would not be sufficient at some point in the future. This led to the notion of an extension in the shape of a brand new innermost terminal. This would bring a capacity of 25 million passengers annually at a maximum expansion. It was to be constructed in the airport's southern section, taking the place of an American base that was scheduled to close in 2005. An architectural competition was started as soon as the local government gave its consent, and the winner was chosen based on the concept of the modern design with a feel-good ambience. In 2015, after protracted legal proceedings and planning, Terminal 3 finally became a reality when the building got underway. It was to be constructed in 3 stages. The project's primary bulk would be constructed during the first phase. The construction of the main terminal hall, H&J piers, a new apron tower, and all the terminal surrounding infrastructure would all be included. The second and third phases, which would entail building piers G and K, respectively, would essentially be extensions of the first phase and would be constructed in response to visitor demand following the terminal's anticipated opening in 2026. Let's now talk about its construction schedule. What will the finished terminal look like, and what will a visit feel like? There will be 2 primary entrances to the new terminal for visitors. The first is via car, which pulls up to the drive-in platform right in front of the departure hall gates. It is 11 meters high and measures 0.5 kilometers in length. An 8-story parking garage with a capacity of 8,500 automobiles will also be constructed to accommodate 1,000 of cars. The Skyline, an autonomous double-track system, is the alternative means of transportation to Terminal 3. In approximately 8 minutes, it will link the new train station at the airport with Terminal 1, allowing visitors to get there solely by public transportation. The main terminal hall is the next stop on the visitor's itinerary after arriving at the terminal. There will be 3 zones in it. There will be 2 stories in a large hallway in the first zone. The bottom level will be an arrival hall, and the upper floor will function as a departure hall that is directly accessible from the drive-in platform. The third zone, a modern marketplace and lounge, will be easily accessible from the second zone, which will serve as the security check area. The interior will improve passengers' experiences as they wait for the flights, in keeping with the architectural concept of a pleasant ambient that has been chosen. This will be made possible, in particular, by a wavy reflected steel ceiling that uses daylight to produce a special shifting effect. This main building and the 4 piers will be directly connected. Their distinctive feature is that they won't be constructed as a single structure. Rather, they will be built in short modules that may be joined together to create a longer structure as needed. Though, they will all adhere to the same general concept of comfort, The inside designs of each pier will differ slightly. Let's now talk about the construction difficulties. The building team had to overcome some difficult obstacles in order to make this much progress. An unusual issue arose for the workers during the excavation of the main terminal's building's subterranean portions. They reached the point where the soil was completely saturated with water as they continued to dig. Water eventually flooded the area, as a result creating a tiny lake. The crew had to pour concrete into the pit's bottom before pumping out the water and using it for another purpose in order to stop additional flooding. This needed industrial divers with specialized training and suits made specifically for them. Their job was to submerge themselves and keep an eye on the concrete curing process. The construction of the main terminal building's roof, which was the size of 2.5 soccer fields, presented another difficulty. Originally, 2 cranes on opposite sides of the structure were to be used to lift in one piece. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough room to execute this idea because Pier G was constructed in front of the main hall. As a result, the construction crew was forced to select a more labor-intensive solution that needed great precision. As part of the supporting structure on top of the building, the roof had to be divided into 5 sections that had to be individually raised onto sleds. These sleds then completed the final placement of each roof component, a process that ultimately took more than 6 months to complete. Developing the drive-in platform presented additional difficulties, such as employing machinery weighing as much as 155 tons to achieve centimeter accuracy. In addition, 90 kilometers of pipe systems were incorporated into the terminal structure. However, in spite of all of these difficulties, the building process has been extremely easy, and the progress has been made on schedule. An extremely remarkable accomplishment for a project of this size. When Terminal 3 opens in 2026, it will significantly alter the airport and its environs, while more traffic is anticipated as a result of the annual 19 million visitors capacity expansion. Wait times are still anticipated to drop. Additionally, it will create thousands of new job opportunities, increasing the airport's current workforce of approximately 81,000 workers. What are the effects on the environment and economy? Next, we examine the effects on the environment and economy. It will undoubtedly have certain drawbacks, just like many undertakings of this size. The airport's carbon footprint will undoubtedly rise with the arrival of Terminal 3 and all of its facilities. However, when designing the new terminal, Frankfurt's airport's owner, Fraport, took this environmental issues into account. In addition to putting various energy and water conservation measures into place, they are also looking at the bigger picture. The airport plans to use renewable energy sources to meet 85% of its energy needs by 2026. Solar panels installed on the roof of Terminal 3 and its parking structure will be used in part to do that. The goal of all these actions is for the airport as a whole to have net zero emissions by 2045. However, it is unclear if an airport can run on net zero emissions. Regarding Frankfurt Airport's future, Terminal 2 will be temporarily closed to facilitate extensive refurbishment work once Terminal 3 opens in 2026. During that time, all of its flight will be moved to the new terminal. If you're wondering how Fraport is going to manage all of those extra passengers, it has a secret weapon in its arsenal, PRK, that has long been planned to be constructed as needed and add 6 million passengers annually to the capacity. We're interested to watch how passenger numbers expand in the coming years, but if the first half of 2023 is any guide, the airport has already witnessed an almost 30% increase in comparison to the same period the previous year. Regarding the new terminal, what are your thoughts? Is the feel-good atmosphere it aims to create something you like? Tell us in the comments section below. As our exploration of luxury concludes, we thank each of you, our valued viewers. If you enjoyed this journey, give us a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more. Don't forget to ring the notification bell. Until the next time, stay luxurious and keep exploring luxury beyond borders.